May 2025. These are all the 4K, Ultra HD, and Blu-ray physical media titles that are being released during the month of May. Starting off with the United States of America, then moving on to the United Kingdom, and then ending with Australia. So, let's get this video started with the United States of America. May the 6th, What Lies Beneath from the year 2000 is being released for the first time on 4K by Shout Factory. Then moving on to Lilo and Stitch from the year 2002. The Ultimate Collector's Edition 4K, which comes with the Blu-ray, is being released as well by Disney Buena Vista. Then moving on to the Umbrellas of Cherbourg. The 4K with the Blu-ray is being released by the Criterion Collection, and that film came out during the year of 1964. Okay, Gladiator and Gladiator II from the year 2000 and 2024. That is being released in a dual combo Amazon exclusive steelbook set. And moving on to Falling in Love. That is being released on Blu-ray. That came out during the year of 1984. And this Blu-ray release is being released by Fun City Edition. Next film is a Japanese horror film titled Girl Hell from the year 1999. And that is being released by Massacre Video. That looks like a really, really cool title. Okay, moving on to May 13th. These are all the titles that are being released during May the 13th. Captain America, Brave New World. There are a few editions of this movie. This came out during the year of 2025, which is this year. And there is a 4K Blu-ray steelbook being released, which comes with the 4K Blu-ray and digital code. And if you're not keen on that version or that release of Captain America, there is a 4K Blu-ray and digital code slipcase edition. And if you don't want that edition, there is also a Walmart exclusive Blu-ray release with the digital code, and that is also being released. And these are all being released by Disney Buena Vista. Okay, moving on to Black Bag 2025, the 4K and Blu-ray and digital code standard collector's edition Blu-ray is being released by Universal Studios. Next, the critically acclaimed Mickey 17 starring Robert Pattinson is being released on Steelbook 4K, which comes with the Blu-ray and the digital code, and that came out this year, 2025, and that is being released by Universal Studios, but there is also a standard Blu-ray release as well of this movie. Okay, moving on to Masters of the Universe, Revelation/Revolution. This is a 3-disc Blu-ray steelbook with 2 movies, and this is being released by Mill Creek Entertainment. All right, next, Landman Season 1. This is a 2024 series that is being released on Blu-ray by Paramount Pictures. Next, moving on to Better Man 2024, the biopic, and that is being released by Paramount Pictures. This is the Amazon exclusive Paramount Pictures release, and this is number 48 in their line of exclusive titles. Okay, next, Dune Prophecy. The complete first season is being released on Blu-ray. This came out last year, 2024, and this is being released by Warner Brothers. Now, Capote. The film that earned Philip Seymour Hoffman an Academy Award for Best Actor of that year, rest in peace. That is being released, that came out during the year of 2005, and that is being released on Blu-ray, which comes with the DVD, and that is being released by MPI Media Group. But there is also a standard Blu-ray release of this movie that I think just comes with the Blu-ray and not the DVD as well. So they released it that way, which is strange. But anyways, moving on to The Naked Witch, 1969 Blu-ray release. Moving on to the Mad Max 5 film collection, released for the first time on 4K in this set. All 5 Mad Max movies, all of them, from 1 to the latest Mad Max film, which is the Furiosa film. And that comes with the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the digital code versions of the movie. And comes with 7 cuts from 1979 to 2024. All these movies in one set by Warner Brothers. Okay, moving on to the Andromeda Strain, 1971 limited edition 4K, which is being released by Arrow Video. Now, that looks like a really cool release as well. Now, the next release is the Bikini Carwash Company 1 and 2. Now, these films came out, the first film came out in 1992, and the second film came out in 1993. This Blu-ray is being released by MVD. Haven't seen these movies, but yeah, they look like they're fun to watch. Anyways, moving on to The Wind Will Carry Us from 1999, the Blu-ray release by none other than the Criterion Collection. This was like a really cool release, and Criterion always do a great job when it comes to their releases. Okay, moving on to Tunnel Vision from 1976, Collector's Edition Blu-ray, which is being released by MVD. Next, The End 2024 Blu-ray is being released by Decal Releasing. All right, moving on to the next page. I've got 9 pages of movies here for all of you, so stay tuned. All right, next is The House of Clocks. This is a foreign film from 1989, and the standard Blu-ray is being released by Cauldron Films. Okay, next, Wanted from 2008, the film starring Angelina Jolie. This is being released as a Walmart exclusive release, which comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray by Shout Factory. Now, I remember this film when it came out. Very popular movie. Never seen it myself, but it's a very aesthetically beautiful 4K steelbook, if I must say so myself. All right, moving on to Ramona from 1928. The Blu-ray is being released by Kino Lorber. Okay, moving on to the next title, and the next title being released is Room 666/Room 999, and this is getting a Blu-ray release by the Criterion Collection. This looks like a really interesting release, if I must say so myself. Anyways, moving on to the next title, and the next title is Vice Squad from 1982. This is getting a native 4K Ultra HD release, as well as a Blu-ray release with a 4K restoration, which is essentially a 4K scan just released on Blu-ray, and this is being released by Kino Lorber. Next title is Millionaires Express. Now, I might pick this up myself just because the cover captured my attention. From 1986, and this is getting a Blu-ray release by Arrow Video, a Chinese films. Okay, the next title being released is Crack in the World. Now, this looks like a really cool sci-fi film, and this is from 1965, getting released on Blu-ray with a 4K restoration by Kino Lorber. Okay, and the next title is May from 2002. This is a Lionsgate limited edition exclusive / Vestron Collector's Series Blu-ray plus digital code released by Lionsgate Films. Now, I remember this film growing up, and I didn't watch it until recently, and it's a pretty weird film, if I must say so. Anyways, moving on to the next title, and the next title is Visceral, Between the Ropes of Madness, 2012. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Unearthed Films. This looks like a really messed up film. Next title is The Crazies from 2010. Now, this is a remake of the original 70s great horror film, The Crazies, of the same title. And this is getting a 4K with a Blu-ray release by Lionsgate Films. This is a limited exclusive steelbook release by Lionsgate Films. Okay, moving on to the next title, Captain America 4-film collection from 2011 to 2025. These are the films that were released during that time, all of those 4 films. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Disney Buena Vista. And the last title for this day in May is Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boys 2025. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Universal Studio. And if I must say so myself, I haven't seen any of the Bridget Jones films. Okay, moving on to May 20th. Take a breather. There's so many films here. Okay, first title being released on May 20th is A Knight's Tale, Rest in Peace, Heath Ledger. Now, I've seen this film many, many years ago. This came out during the year of 2001, and this is getting a 4K and Blu-ray steelbook release by Sony Pictures. Next title is Law-Abiding Citizen. I've pre-ordered this film, and this is from the year 2009, and this is getting a limited edition steelbook 4K with the Blu-ray release by Lionsgate. What a great film, this one. I'll always remember the film where Gerard Butler stabs the other prisoner in the neck with a bone. Okay, Jason X 2001 is getting a limited edition 4K release by Arrow Video. Looks really cool as well. Jason Goes to Hell is getting also a 4K release, which is Jason Goes to Hell. This is the full title. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday from 1993. One movie with 2 cuts of the film by Arrow Video. Next is with Nail and I from 1987. This is getting a 4K with the Blu-ray in the same set release by the Criterion Collection, and this is one I might pick up because the synopsis kind of stood out to me. Anyways, next is Blaxploitation Classics Volume 1 from 1972 through to 1975. 6 movies in this one set, and these are the movies that come with this set. Across 110th Street, Coffee, Hell Up in Harlem, Black Caesar, Truck, Turner, Sheba Baby, and this is getting a 4K release with the Blu-ray in the same set by Shout Factory. Next, Prophecy. This is a weird horror film that I've never seen before, but I may pick this up. And this is from 1979. This is getting a 4K with the Blu-ray in the same set, and this is being released by Kino Lorber. Next, The Proud Rebel is being released, and this is from 1958. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Classic Flicks. Next title, How to Get Ahead in Advertising. Now, this is one I may pre-order as well. The cover looks amazing. And this is from 1989. This is getting a Blu-ray release by none other than the Criterion Collection. And in my opinion, the Criterion Collection do the best restoration work out of any company that I've bought movies from. Anyways, next is The Iron Rose from 1973. This is getting a 4K Ultra HD release, but as well, this is getting a standalone Blu-ray release as well by Powerhouse Films. And this is a French movie that looks quite disturbing. All right, next page. Okay. Girls Without Shame from 1973. This is getting a 4K and a standard Blu-ray standalone release as well. And this film has an alternate title, I think, which is Schoolgirl Hitchhikers by Powerhouse Films. It was a bit confusing when I was putting this all down. Anyways, next title is one that I'll be picking up for sure. This is a classic film that I grew up watching, and this is none other than the Academy Award winning film Oliver from 1968. This is coming out on 4K with the Blu-ray in the same set by Sony Pictures. Now, last title for this day in May is Thamrock. I think that's how you say it. From 1973. This is getting a limited edition, 3,000 copies, limited release on Blu-ray by Radiance Films. Now, I may pre-order this as well. The cover looked weird, but I like weird films. Now, moving on to May the 27th. Now, Starman, starring David Bowie, rest in peace, from 1984. This is getting a limited edition 4K steelbook with the Blu-ray release by Sony Pictures. Next, The Day the Earth Blew Up, the Looney Tunes movie from 2024 is getting a Blu-ray release by Ketchup. The Woman in the Yard. This looks like an absurd film about a woman that stays in front of someone's house the entire film. This came out during this year, 2025, and this is getting a Blu-ray and digital code release by Universal Studios. Next title is a series that I haven't seen an episode of, but it looks like a really cool show, and that is Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Paramount Pictures. Next, The Alto Knights. Now, this looks like a really good movie, but this film has copped a lot of criticism, and this came out this year. This is getting a Blu-ray and digital code release by Warner Brothers. And I find it quite strange that a lot of these newer movies don't get 4K releases. I don't know why. But anyways, moving on to Outlander, a show that I'd rather not watch. And this is getting a Blu-ray release, Season 7, which came out during the year of 2023/2024. This is a collector's edition release, and there's also a standard edition release of this as well. And this is being released by Sony Pictures. Anyways, next is a title that I've already pre-ordered, and I can't wait to get it. And that is Kingpin from 1996, the Farrelly Brothers comedy film starring Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid. And this is getting a 4K release with the Blu-ray in the same set by Kino Lorber. Okay, next is Wayne's World 2. This is getting a 4K Ultra HD release from 1993. And it's getting a Blu-ray release in the same set by Kino Lorber Studio Classics. Next, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow from 2004. Cover looks good. I may get this one as well. And this is getting a 4K and a Blu-ray release in the same set by Shout Factory. Next, a Chinese film, The Prosecutor from 2024. This stars Jackie Chan, I think. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And this is getting a 4K release with a Blu-ray release in the same set, but also if you don't want to purchase the 4K and the Blu-ray, there is a standard Blu-ray release of this movie as well. And I'm spinning more than Daffy Duck as I'm talking, and this is being released by Shout Factory. Oh, no, sorry. Well Go USA. Okay, moving on. Street Fighter, a really cool animated series based on the video game by I think it's Namco? No, Capcom, sorry. And that is getting a Season 1 Blu-ray release, but this is standard definition, so I don't know if it's a DVD on Blu-ray. It wasn't specific. But check it out. I'll put all the links in my description for these movies. And yeah, this was released during the year of 1995 through to 1997, and this is being released by Discotech Media. Next, Bottoms from 2023. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Kino Lorber Studio Classics. Next, the Three Musketeers / Four Musketeers 2 films by Richard Lester. This is getting a 4K and a Blu-ray release in the same set, and this came out during the year of 1973 through to 1974. And this is being released by none other than the Criterion Collection. Now, this is a set that I'm interested in checking out because Criterion Collection, they always blow my mind when it comes to their restoration work. Okay, next title is Terror in the Fog. Wallace Creamy at CCC Blu-ray. 5 films set. And these are the 5 films that come with this box set. The Curse of the Yellow Snake, The Strangler of Blackmore Castle, The Mad Executioners, The Monster of London City, The Racetrack Murders, and this is a limited edition set that was released these films were released during the year of 1963 through to 1964. Now, I've probably butchered a lot of these names. But anyways, moving on to the next title, which is the Al Pacino film that earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor. And this is Scent of a Woman from 1992, which comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray in the same set by Shout Factory. Okay, moving on to the next title, Killer of Sheep from 1978. This is the 4K and Blu-ray combo. And there's also a standard Blu-ray release of this movie by the Criterion Collection. Okay, next title is Audie Murphy Collection on Blu-ray from 1960 to 1954. 3 films in this set, and the films that come with this set are The Kid from Texas, the Cimarron Kid, if that's how you pronounce it, Drums Across the River by Drums Across the River. Okay, and this is being released by Kino Lorber. Next, the Bang the Drum Slowly from 1973. This is a 4K / Blu-ray dual combo, and there is also a standard edition as well by Cinematography. This is a French film, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, next title is Nate and Hayes, Savage Islands from 1983. This is being released on Blu-ray by Kino Lorber. Okay, next is Hell of the Living Dead from 1980. There is a standard 4K edition and a standard Blu-ray edition as well by Severin Films. This looks like a really cool movie that I may pick up. Okay, next title is Rats, Night of Terror from 1984. There is a standard 4K and also a standard Blu-ray also by Severin Films. Moving on to Playground from 2021. This is being released on Blu-ray by Film Movement. This is a French film with an interesting cover, and I may pick this up as well. Okay, moving on to Steppenwolf from 2024. This is being released on Blu-ray by Kino Lorber. I think there's someone at the door, so I may have to pause this and come back. I'll be back in a jiffy. Okay, boom, and we're back. The pizza man just delivered me a pepperoni pizza. Okay, moving on to the next title is Being Maria from 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Kino Lorber. Next title is The Magnificent Deadly Sins, 7 Deadly Sins, sorry. And this is being released on Blu-ray by Kino Lorber. This is part of their Kino cult line, and this is number 30, and the film was released during the year of 1971. Quite an older movie. Okay, next film is I'll Sleep When I'm Dead from 2003. This is getting a Blu-ray release also by Kino Lorber. Now, next title is Artie Shaw. Time Is All You've Got from 1985. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Film Movement. Okay. May 27th. And here we have the last titles. Okay, now moving on to the last titles, which are being released during the month of May. And these are the titles that are being released in the United States of America. Okay, A Better Place from 1997. Director's Cut Blu-ray is being released by MVD Visual. Next is Bone Sickness from 2004. This is getting a Blu-ray release with two cuts of the movie. And this is being released by Saturn's Core Audio and Video. Never heard of this company. Next, Love Crime from 2010. This is getting a Blu-ray release by IFC Films. Next is House of Psychotic Women Rarities Collection Volume 2. And this is being released on Blu-ray. These films came out during 1960 through to 1995. 4 movies in this set, which come with Butterfly Kiss, Morgiana, The Savage Eye, and The Glass Ceiling by Severin Films. I have never seen any of these films. Okay, moving on to the next title. And the next title is In My Skin from 2002. There is a standard Blu-ray and a standard 4K that is being released of this movie. And the 4K comes with a Blu-ray version of the movie, but the Blu-ray just comes with the Blu-ray. And this is being released by Severin Films, and this is one that I'll definitely pick up without question. Okay, moving on to the next title. Next title is Good Madam from 2021. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Shudder. Physician, Heal Thyself from 2023. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Memory. Next title is The Human Pyramid plus Punishment. And these films came out from 1961 to 1962. 2 movies on Blu-ray by Icarus Films. Never heard of this company either. Okay, moving on to Lean On Me from 1989. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Warner Brothers. This is part of their Warner Archive collection. Next title is also part of Warner Archive, their collection by Warner Brothers. And this is High Society from 1956. There is a standard 4K and a standard Blu-ray being released of this movie. So pick up whichever one you're comfortable with. But yeah, that is being released as well by Warner Archive. And this next one is also by Warner Archive. And this is La Vie en Rose from 2007. This is getting a Blu-ray release by the Warner Archive collection, aka Warner Brothers. And the next title is Mystery Street from 1950. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Warner Brothers, aka the Warner Archive collection. Moving on to The Children of Violent Rome. This film is from 1976, and this is being released by TerraVision. Looks like a really cool film. Anyways, next title is Brividio Giallo 4 movie collection, Blu-ray plus the CD. And the 4 movies that come with this set are Graveyard Disturbance, Until Death, The Ogre, and Dinner with a Vampire by Cauldron Films. Next is The Demoness from 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release by World USA. Okay, moving on to the next title, which is Kingdom of Heaven from 2005. This is getting a 4K, Blu-ray, and digital code. Steelbook release, all in the one set by Disney Buena Vista. 2 cuts of the movie. Anyways, moving on to Project Omicron from 1999. This is getting a Blu-ray release by VHS Hitfest. Next title is The Devil's Sword from 1984. This is getting a Blu-ray release by TerraVision. Next title is Kick-Ass from 2010. This is the 15th anniversary Steelbook 4K plus Blu-ray edition by Lionsgate Films. Yes, now the last title, which is May the 31st, is Terabytes from 2025, which is this year. And this is getting a Blu-ray release by Creator VC. This is a miniseries documentary. Now, these are all the titles that are being released in the United States during the month of May. Now, let's move on to the United Kingdom. Let's go. Oh boy, I need a cigar. Okay. Now, this is the time to say to my audience, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel, because this is the best channel on YouTube without a doubt for physical media and movie related content. Now on to what is being released in the UK during the month of May. May the 5th, and Nora, the Academy Award winning film from 2024. This is getting a 4K and Blu-ray release in the same set by the Criterion Collection. Now, I haven't seen this film, but I'll probably pick this up. Next, Night School from 1981. This is getting a Blu-ray release by the Warner Archive Collection, aka Warner Brothers. Next, Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1990. This is getting a Blu-ray release by the same company. Next, Popeye's Revenge 2025, the horror film based on the classic children's cartoon, is getting a Blu-ray release by Dazzler Media. Now, I haven't seen this horror film, but it looks like a fun watch. Okay, next, Batman Ninja vs. Yakuza League 2025. This is getting a 4K release by Warner Brothers. Next, The Doors, rest in peace, Val Kilmer from 1991. This is getting a 4K and Blu-ray release in the same set. This is the theatrical version of the movie, and this is being released by Studio Canal. Okay, next title is I Will Never Leave You Alone from 2023. This is getting a limited edition Blu-ray release by Arrow Video. Okay, next, King of Ants from 2003 is getting a limited edition Blu-ray release by Treasured Films. Next, Inglourious Bastards from 2009 is getting a standard special edition 4K release by Arrow Video. Now, I've got the limited edition release, which comes with additional goodies and other things, etc. But if you missed out on that release, then pick this one up. Okay, next, All Quiet on the Western Front from 2022. This is the Academy Award winning war film from 2022, and this is getting a 4K release by Cape Light Pictures. Next, Tokyo Pop from 1988, a limited edition Blu-ray. This is getting released by Third Window Films. This is an Asian film, I think Japanese. Next, Dangerous from 2021. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Dazzler Media. All that I know about this film is it stars the guy from Drop Dead Fred. Okay, next, moving on to May the 12th. These are all the titles that are being released during May the 12th. Okay, A Fistful of Dollars, the Clint Eastwood classic from 1964. This is getting a limited 4K edition release and a standard Blu-ray release as well by Arrow Video. Next, Shatter from 1974 is getting a 4K release by Hammer Films. Next, The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad from 1988. This is getting a 4K plus Blu-ray release by Paramount Pictures. I haven't seen any of the Naked Gun films, but they're apparently some of the funniest films that in the top 100 funniest films of all time. Anyways, moving on to the Andromeda Strain from 1971. This is getting a limited edition 4K release by Arrow Video. Landman Season 1, and this is getting a UK Blu-ray release, and this came out during the year of 2024 by Paramount Pictures. Next, Dune Prophecy. The UK is also getting a Blu-ray release as well of this series. The complete first season, Dune Prophecy, is getting a Blu-ray release and a 4K Ultra HD release as well. And this is being released by Warner Brothers. Okay, Seed People. This is an interesting horror film. This is getting a Blu-ray release by 88 Films. This came out during the year of 1992. So this is a 90s horror film, I gather. Okay, I digress. The Cree Tapes Season 1 from 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Acorn Media. Next, Subservience from 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Vertigo Releasing. Now, I haven't heard of any of these UK companies because I rarely buy UK titles unless it's something I really like The Exorcist over here. Anyways, next, Night Train Murders from 1975. This is getting a 4K release and a standard Blu-ray release with a 4K restoration on that Blu-ray. And this is being released by 88 Films. Now, I thought this is being released this month for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, Love Hurts from 2025 this year. It's getting a Blu-ray release by Spirit Entertainment. Next, Queer from 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release and a standard 4K release as well by Mubi. Okay, next, He Never Left from 2023. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Dazzler Media. Next, Shut Up, I Love You from 1980 is getting a Blu-ray release by 88 Films. This is a French movie. I've got no idea what it's about, but moving on to the next title. Basquiat. from 1996. This is getting a Blu-ray release as well as a 4K release with a Blu-ray in that same set by the Criterion Collection. I might pick this one up as well. Next, Erotic Sex Games from 1977. Yes, this is getting a Blu-ray release by 88 Films. I won't be picking this one up. Okay, next, The Serpent Queen, Seasons 1 and 2 from 2002 through to 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Dazzler Media. Moving on to Blood for Dracula. This is the Andy Warhol version of this movie from 1974. This is getting a 4K release by Screenbound Pictures. Next, another Andy Warhol film, Flesh for Frankenstein from 1973. This is getting a 4K release by Screenbound Pictures. Okay. Moving on to the next page. This is going to be a long video, so do whatever you need to do. Grab a drink, some popcorn, shot of whiskey, take a dump, and come back to me. All right. May 19th, these are all the titles that are being released on May the 19th. Captain America, Brave New World from 2025. This is getting a few releases, predominantly the same as America, but this is getting a Blu-ray release, a 4K Ultra HD release with the Blu-ray, a 4K Steelbook release by Disney Buena Vista. Anyways, next, John Wick from 2014. John Wick Killed a Man with a Pencil. This is getting a 4K and a Blu-ray release in the same set. This is a Steelbook release by Warner Brothers. Okay. Lethal Weapon from 1987 is getting an Ultimate Steelbook Collector's Edition 4K and Blu-ray set release by Warner Brothers. All in the same set, all wrapped up into one. Okay, next, Hard Eyes from 2025. This is a horror film I haven't seen, but this is getting a Blu-ray release by Sony Pictures. Next, the UK are getting their own versions of these movies. Jason X from 2001 is getting a 4K limited edition released by Arrow Video, as well as Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday from 1993. Two cuts of the movie. This is getting a 4K release as well by Arrow Video. Okay. Throne of Blood from 1957. This is getting a 4K and a standard Blu-ray release by BFI Video. Okay. Moving on to Mr. Burden from 2025 this year. Is getting a Blu-ray release by Icon Film Distribution. Next, The Iron Rose. They're getting a UK version of this movie as well from 1973. They're getting a limited edition 4K Ultra HD and a Blu-ray release by Powerhouse Films. Now, Till Death from 2021. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Dazzler Media. Now, Yugetsu from 1953 is getting a 4K and a Blu-ray release in the same set by the Criterion Collection. Looks like a cool set as well. Okay, Girls Without Shame from 1973 is getting a Blu-ray release by Powerhouse Films. Strange New Worlds, Science Fiction at DEFA from 1960 through to 1976. 4 movies. I think this is about World War II. This is getting 4 films, and these are the films that come with this set. The Silent Star Signals a Space Adventure, Elomia in the Dust of the Stars, limited edition Blu-ray, limited to 2,000 copies by Eureka Entertainment. Boy, that was a long title. Okay, The Great Escape. Now, I've got the limited edition release, but this is getting The Great Escape from 1963. It's getting a special edition 4K release by Arrow Video. This is just like a standard 4K release without all the goodies, but if I'm being honest, you don't need all the goodies. If you're a nut like I am, then you do. Okay, next, The Perishes, the complete series from 1979. This is an animation. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Fabulous Films. Next, Shoot First, Die Later from 1974 is getting a limited edition, limited to 3,000 copies. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Radiance Films. Oh God, I'm excited. Okay, A Knight's Tale from 2001. Again, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. The UK are getting their own version of this movie. This is a 4K / Blu-ray Steelbook set release by Sony Pictures. Next, the last title for this day in May is The Bells of Death from 1968, limited edition, limited to 2,000 copies. This is a Blu-ray release by Eureka Entertainment. Okay, now moving on to the last titles, and this is May 26th, in the month of May. Okay, Starman. The UK are getting their own version of Starman from 1984. Rest in peace, David Bowie. And this is a 4K / Blu-ray steelbook set released by Sony Pictures. Next, for a few dollars more from 1965, the Clint Eastwood Western. This is a limited edition 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray set, all in the one set, wrapped into one by Arrow Video. Outlander, the UK is getting a season 7 release on Blu-ray, and this season ran from 2023 through to 2024, and this is being released by Sony Pictures. Next, this is our long title, Terror in the Fog, Wallace, Creamy at CCC. The UK getting their own version of this movie. Of these movies, I should say, because it's more than one, by Eureka Entertainment. Okay, that was a long title. Okay, moving on to The Railroad Men. This is from 1956. This is getting a limited edition, limited to 3,000 copies, Blu-ray release by Radiance Films. Next is The Foreigner from 2017. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Dazzler Media. Next title is Themrock. The UK getting their own version of this movie from 1973. This is getting a limited edition Blu-ray release, limited to 3,000 copies by Radiance Films. Next is Private Club from 1974. The UK is getting a Blu-ray release of this film from by 88 Films. Next is Trap from 2024. This is a 4K Blu-ray combo steelbook release by Warner Brothers. Okay. Moving on to the final titles for what's being released in the UK during the month of May. Okay, the last titles are Sleep from 2020. This is a special edition Blu-ray release by Arrow Video. Next, I'm Standing on a Million Lives from 2020 to 2021, seasons 1 and 2. This is a Blu-ray version of this series, and this is being released by Anime Ltd. So this is an anime. Okay, next is J Horror Rising from 1999 through to 2007. And this is a Blu-ray special edition release with 7 movies in this set. Now, I'm going to butcher these names because I can't pronounce these Japanese names adequately. Shikoku, Isla, Multiple Personality Girl, Persona, Inugami, St. John's Ward. I've tried St. John's Ward. Nori, The Curse Carved, The Slit-Mouthed Woman by Arrow Video. Okay, next, onto a simpler title, Amadeus from 1984. This is getting a 4K Ultra HD and a Blu-ray release in the same set. This is a steelbook release by Warner Brothers. Next, Inception, one of the most boringest films I've ever seen, from 2010. This is also getting a steelbook release, a 4K and Blu-ray combo set as well by Warner Brothers also. Next is Castle Freak from 1995. Black Label number 43, limited edition Blu-ray by 101 Films. I don't know what this release is. Okay, next, Bring Them Down from 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Mubi. Mubi's really moving up in the world from streaming now to releasing physical media. I love Mubi. I'll just say that. And if you're watching Mubi, please support this channel by sending me review copies. Okay, next is The Last Showgirl from 2024. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Picture House Entertainment. Next is Hanging Garden from 2005. This is getting a Blu-ray release by Third Window Films. Now, the last couple of titles here, Steppenwolf. The UK getting their own version of this movie from 2024. They're getting a limited edition Blu-ray release of this movie. 2 movies, Steppenwolf and Goliath by Arrow Video, same company. Anyways, I think it's essentially the same release. But anyways, just a UK formatted Blu-ray. Okay, Nomads from 1986. This is the limited edition Blu-ray, and this is being released by Treasured Films. And last but not least, quite a funny movie that I've actually seen before. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is getting a re-released a re-release on Blu-ray, and this film came out during the year of 1988, and this is being released by Final Cut Entertainment. Whew, I'm tired. I'm going to take a break and finish off this video with what's coming out here in my home country of Australia, mate. I'll see you when I come back. Okay, and boom, and we're back. Now on to what's coming out in Australia during the month of May. Starting off with May the 7th, The Fall from 2006. Now, The Fall is being released on 4K and Blu-ray through Umbrella Entertainment, and this is going to be released. There are two 4Ks, the Umbrella Entertainment exclusive collector's edition, and then the standard 4K by Umbrella Entertainment, which also comes with the Blu-ray. Boom! Moving on to the next title, Shutter from 2004 is getting a 4K and Blu-ray Umbrella Entertainment collector's edition release, as well as a standard 4K and Blu-ray release also. And this is by Umbrella Entertainment, being released by Umbrella Entertainment. Okay, next is Thai Horror Collection from 2006 through to 2017. And this is by Umbrella Entertainment. And this is Umbrella Entertainment Collector's Edition exclusive release with these 8 films, which are Dawn, Alone, Phobia, Coming Soon, Phobia 2, Ladderland, Countdown, and The Promise. And this is a standard Blu-ray release by Umbrella Entertainment. Next is Storm Warning from 2007. This will be released on Blu-ray and a CD that comes with this as well. And that set is the Umbrella Entertainment Collector's Edition exclusive, as well as a standard Blu-ray release by Umbrella Entertainment. Next, Separate but Equal from 1991. The miniseries is getting a Blu-ray release by Vision Entertainment. Next, The Substance from 2024, which was personally my favorite film of 2024. This is getting a 4K release by Madman Entertainment. Next, Mayfair Witches Season 2 from 2024 is getting a Blu-ray release by Madman Entertainment. Now, I'm going to check out Mayfair Witches. Looks like an interesting series. Anyways, moving on to May 14th. How to Train Your Dragon is getting a... It's getting a 4K Ultra HD release by All Interactive Distribution, and then the second one is also getting a 4K release as well. Okay, Dirty Harry from 1971 is getting a 4K release by Roadshow Entertainment. Next, Drive, starring Ryan Gosling from 2011, is getting a 4K release by All Interactive Distribution. Next, Pale Rider, another Clint Eastwood film here on the list from 1985, is getting a 4K released by Roadshow Entertainment. Next, Snatch from the year 2000, really good movie, I must say so myself, is getting a 4K and Blu-ray dual release by All Interactive Distribution. Next, John Wick, Australia. We're getting our own steelbook release on 4K. This is a JB Hi-Fi exclusive, which also comes with a Blu-ray version of the movie by Roadshow Entertainment. Next, Philadelphia, a Tom Hanks Academy Award-winning film, which also stars Antonio Banderas. And this film came out during 1993. This 4K is being released by All Interactive Distribution. Dune Prophecy, we're getting our own version of Dune Prophecy here in Australia, is getting a Season 1 Blu-ray release, complete first season by Roadshow Entertainment. Next, Megan. This is a film that I'll be picking up for sure. From 2022, it's getting a 4K release by All Interactive Distribution. Next, The Outlaw Jersey Wales from 1976, another Clint Eastwood film. It's getting a 4K release by Roadshow Entertainment. And the last release on May the 14th is In the Lost Lands 2025 Blu-ray, and this is being released by Roadshow Entertainment. Now, May 21st, The Core from 2003, that weird sci-fi film that I haven't seen before, is getting a 4K release by All Interactive Distribution. Next, Witness, boom, is getting a Blu-ray release by All Interactive Distribution. Next, Love Hurts from 2025. We're getting our own version of this on Blu-ray by All Interactive Distribution. Next, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance 1962 is getting a 4K and Blu-ray dual combo release in the same set by All Interactive Distribution. Next, a great comedy film starring the late Chris Farley, rest in peace. And this also additionally stars David Spade. And this is Tommy Boy from 1995. This is getting a 4K release by All Interactive Distribution. Now, I know this film has been released in the United States and the UK, but Australia, we're catching up. All right. And these are the last titles, because Australia, we don't have too many great titles that are being released during the month of May. I would just say this is the last page. Okay, Marathon Man from 1976, starring Dustin Hoffman. This is getting a Blu-ray release by All Interactive Distribution. Next, a film that I would never watch, but for my viewers, Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy 2025 is getting a Blu-ray release by All Interactive Distribution. Now, the last day in May 28th for physical media releases, and these are the last titles that are being released for the month of May. Laurence Olivier's Shakespeare trilogy from 1944 through to 1955. 3 movies, Henry V, Hamlet, and Richard III. This is a Blu-ray release by Viavision Entertainment, part of the Imprint Films collection. Next is directed by David Lean, Volume 1 from 1942 through to 1948. 6-movie collection. And the movies that come with this set are In Which We Serve, The Happy Breed, Blithe Spirit, Brief Encounter, Great Expectations, and Oliver Twist, the original. And this is a Blu-ray release by Viavision Entertainment, part of the Imprint Films collection as well. Next is Shaw Shock, Shaw Brothers Horror Collection. I may pick this up as well. Volume 1 Blu-ray set, limited to 1,500 copies. This is from 1976 through to 1984. 3 movies that come with this set are The Oily Maniac, Seating of a Ghost, Sex Beyond the Grave by Viavision Entertainment. And this is part of the Imprint Films collection, the Imprint Asia line. And this is number 18 to 20. And the next title is Bewitched, Seasons 3 and 4 from 1966 through to 1968, the Blu-ray release by Viavision Entertainment. And this is also part of Viavision's Imprint Films collection. Next, moving on to Portrait in Crystal, 1983. This is coming out on Blu-ray by Imprint Asia, aka Viavision. And this is limited to 1,500 copies. And this is part of Imprint Films collection, their Imprint Asia line. Okay, moving on to Gidget. The complete series is coming out for the first time here in Australia from 1965 through to 1966. This is the Blu-ray release by Viavision Entertainment, part of the Imprint Films collection. And next title is Flow 2024, which won Best Animated Feature of 2024 at the Academy Awards. Flow is coming out by Madman Entertainment on Blu-ray. Next, Prom Night, the shitty remake that nobody wants, but we're getting a Prom Night 2008, 2 cuts of the movie, theatrical and unrated versions on Blu-ray by Viavision Entertainment. Next, the Wolfman Collection, limited edition Blu-ray, 3 movies, which comes with The Wolfman 1941, Werewolf of London 1935, and She-Wolf of London 1946 by Viavision Entertainment. Next is The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad from 1958. This is a limited edition Blu-ray release by Viavision Entertainment. Now, the last title on this list is The Bladesman from 2011, limited edition, limited to 1,500 copies, Blu-ray release by Viavision Entertainment, part of Imprint's Asia line, and this is number 22 in their releases. Thank you all for watching. I'm Mike Starr, and that's every physical media title that is worth picking up during the month of May. Of course, I didn't put every single title. These are just the titles that I feel are worthy of picking up during the month of May. So thank you all for watching. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've got any questions. And yeah, some of these titles are being released for the first time. Some of these films are re-releases. But if you want to find out what's coming out this month, in the month of April, I did a complete what's coming out during the month of April for physical media titles, 4K and Blu-rays, DVDs, etc. Watch this video right here. I'll put a link in the description. But I'm out of here, everyone. I'll catch you all in my next video. Stay safe, and I'll see you all then, folks. Have a good night.